The market moves down after hours as Meta gets crushed. Did we know it would happen? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we should be looking for the A wave of this move up to top out and some kind of pullback here in B. And while the market was mostly flat during the day, we did see that pullback after hours. Now the question is, can the bulls hold? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, we had a great day trading yesterday, but I want to do something a little different before I jump into the chart. On our daily live call today, I went through Meta because of their earnings and showed the guys what I thought would be going on with Meta after hours. And here is that clip.
Let's go down to the hourly on Meta. That's 2 hours. That was a misclick. Okay, so its all-time high is here. And take everything here, when you're trading earnings, especially on these megas, they are huge moving companies. Please don't overplay this. Please don't take this as gospel. This is just what I see on the charts. It is not meant to be trading advice. Let me see a couple things on Meta, and I will tell you what I think, just based on what we're looking at the top. Okay, so they came to the 618 and rejected pretty strongly. So I could see Meta going like this. 451. Okay, so 451 would be the target here, which puts them exactly back at this gap. And if they lose this gap, they will come down here. They will be at 400 in a flash. So Meta's sitting in an interesting spot. I think, again, grain of salt, guys, but this does look like an ABC to me, where you have an A and B setup. You'd be looking for C to continue. The target would be 451. However, it is an earnings move. So you could see the 1618, the 2.0, the 1764 lines up pretty good with that gap, but you could see that gap get caught pretty quick here over the next few days.
As you can see, I had no idea what the Meta earnings were going to be, and I really didn't care what the earnings were going to be. The news doesn't matter. The charts do, and Elliott Wave is very powerful at understanding the charts. And so we saw the move down coming. I said if they lost that gap, it could get ugly. Keep in mind, it is very early right now. These prices get very volatile in the after hours. By morning, it can have changed, but right now it is following the path that I thought it would follow, and that is just the power of Elliott Wave. You can see from the comment on the screen how important these calls are, and if you'd love to get that information and be part of this winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so before we jump into the charts, I do have Meta up here real quick so you can see they closed at 493.50. Currently in the after hours after their earnings, they are 436.94. That's about a 60-point drop, about 12-13% on Meta. And I said if they lost this low here, it would get ugly and they could be at 400 in a flash. And again, this is a volatile number right now because it is after hours. We will see where they're at in the morning, but this is what the expectation was, and Meta is following through. So Meta breaking down below this gap can turn down towards 400 quickly, just as an FYI. Okay, let's jump over to the ES. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500. They poked above our resistance box here, no big deal. That's still holding that area. And then they traded mostly flat during the day, moving down here after hours. But the path that we currently have is the setup for, this can be an ABC of A, and then you get a B wave and a C wave like this. Or they can take this directly down. What we're looking for is the 5046 to 5003 area. We would expect them to hold 5046 to 5027, but that 5003 area is kind of the last ditch effort. You have some support down here from this wave 2, so the 764 could hold, but we'd be looking for 25 to 50 to hold, and then look for them to bounce from there. Now, what are the potential alternatives? Well, one alternative could be that this is all of circle B, so that this comes over here like this, and then we start heading down in C. I don't think that's going to be the case. We don't have an impulsive move off the top, in my opinion. Looks pretty corrective to me. So a corrective move would line up more with this B wave. But if they do start to break down and break through this 5003 level, we can see them extend pretty quickly to the downside and start to break through some major support. So we can see a direct move lower from here. If this is all of wave B, we would look for kind of a 1-2 setup and then a bigger breakdown. But given the structure off the top, I don't think that is a high probability right now. Another alternate could be that, we don't get quite as deep, maybe the 382 or so as all of this B wave, and we go up from there. In either case, essentially we've gotten the pullback. 5066 would be the minimum target for this B wave, but I would still expect 5046 to 5027. So right now looking for a little lower in this B wave, then higher up toward 5150 to 5200. But if 5003 breaks, we should be on alert for a possible breakdown in a bigger sense. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, on the NASDAQ, playing out how you would expect so far. We got the ABC up into the 382, which is a pretty common A wave target. Now we're getting the pullback in this bracketed B wave. We would expect that pullback to hold the 17,456 to 17,376 area. But if they break below 17,276, that could be a strong indication that we can get this kind of move and start to break down faster to the downside. If that's the case, we'll cover those levels as they come. But right now, we would expect this area to hold this 17,456 to 17,376 area, and then look for this C wave up targeting 17,950 to 18,127. If we get that, we should be on alert for a start of a bigger move down that would start with a 1-2 and then a breakdown. If we get an impulsive structure to the downside targeting this low for wave 1 of C, that would be a strong indication of continuation to the downside toward 4,800 or possibly even below, just depending on what kind of reaction. 16,000 on the NASDAQ, 4,800 on the ES, just depending on what kind of reaction we get at those levels. We'll have to see. We could go straight through them and continue down. We are selling off a diagonal. As I've mentioned many, many times, diagonal selling is very strong. And that is a strong support area. So I would expect a little bit of a bounce there, but that would be the next target we would be looking at if they come down and break through these lows. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and both of those come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. Make sure you love it. Get on these daily calls where I go over these charts and show you what's going on and tell you what the outlook is for a lot of different stocks besides the ES and the NASDAQ. Come in there and see what PT and I do, how we trade, if we're good at it, what if it's something you like, if you like the rooms. It's a very positive environment. Everybody's there to help each other, and I really enjoy it. I think the people in there really enjoy it too, and I think you'd enjoy it. And you have nothing to lose by coming to check it out. You can cancel at any time. We also have our educational material, our beginner's course and our advanced course. In our advanced course, we go over all of the difficult patterns that the market gives us, such as the diagonals, the double and triple threes, the flats, the triangles. We also go over advanced fib levels, trading, all this different stuff that can be really difficult to understand with Elliott Wave. We make sense of it, do it in small 10-minute videos. You can see here in this video, we're going over contracting, ending diagonals. We go on the chart and show it to you. We also draw it out so you can see it without all the lines and everything, so you can kind of understand what you're looking at. I walk you through each of the waves, what they're supposed to look like. Then we add in the fib levels so you can see the targets, how they should react, and those types of different things. This makes sense of a really hard market. As you can see on the screen, this is helping traders understand difficult patterns, but if it is too advanced for you and you're just getting started, we also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be really difficult when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And Elliot knew this and knew that the news cycles didn't mean anything, as we saw with Meta and Tesla. Tesla missed their earnings and bounced 13%. That was another one I said should bounce, and they did. These news cycles don't mean anything. What matters is key levels and understanding the chart patterns. And if you do that, you have a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, we have 25 videos where we go over the introduction. This gets you started, get your expectations, your mindset, the KISS method, and why this works, your chart setup and tools. So every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave Theory, along with how to use it and why, and the Elliott Wave for Beginners online area, where I go through each of the waves, how they look, how to measure them, how to understand their targets, when they fail, what they look like, the key levels, all the stuff you need to know. We go through the corrective depth theory, theory of alternation, everything you need to know to understand this market in a way that makes sense. The really cool thing, guys, we have a couple different ways to get these courses. One, you can pay for each one separately if you just want one of them. We have our bundle plan where you can get them at a discount if you want both. But if you don't want to pay anything at all, they do come for free in both of our monthly rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade, so we do trade quite often in my room. If you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, that's just killing it. He's up 61 points already this month, 61 ES points. That's very good. That's a crushing month. And this is every month for him. PT just kills it. But if you're looking for those things, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading, the income trading method, his reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money. That's how he structures the trade. It's something you kind of have to see to understand, which is another reason for that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today, pretty cut and dry. We're looking for this B wave to hold. 50.66 would be the minimum target here. They got pretty close to it. This would be an acceptable B wave, but I would prefer it come lower. We could even see, this kind of A, B, C for A, B, and then C down like this. Ultimately, we're looking to hold 50.46 to 50.27 with a level of 5,003. To the upside, we're looking for him to overall complete to 5150, 5200, somewhere in that area. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup. We're looking for that B wave to complete to the downside into this 17,376 to 276 area up to 456. The must hold level 17,276, Then a bounce back up, looking for 17,950 to 18,127, and even as high as 18,350. Guys, that is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.